grandma's house. Just waiting for my phone to charge, and then we're gonna head back. We're gonna do a little morning routine, and then start our violin playing. Here are the baby seedlings. And then if you guys know what this is coffee grounds and eggshells, which works really well for the seedlings. Pumpkins. We planted this one yesterday. This little guy. A bean. Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to episode number 2 of my violin journey. This one, just thinking in the morning, I got my morning coffee, picked up coffee grounds and eggshells for my seedlings or whatever plants I have out there. And that's kind of my morning routine is wake up, check on the seedlings, go outside, go for a little walk, and then now, get started with playing violin. Something that I wanted to mention was that some goals, right? So I'm gonna write down some goals for this journey, because I know that this is a fun journey, and I want to have some goals. So we can put down episode 2 right here on my journal here. I'm gonna write down some goals. A goal of mine is to busk, not necessarily for money, although the money is appreciated, but honestly just to spread the love of music. So that's a goal of mine, is to be able to play out in public, maybe make a little bit of money, but spread the love of music and of classical music. Also, another goal of mine is I because Mozart inspired me, I honestly feel like I kind of have to dress up as Mozart for Halloween and play the violin, which is in, I don't know, 6 months. So it's definitely a doable, attainable goal, is to just dress up as Mozart and play the violin on Halloween. Um, and then, play in concert as a more like that's a more serious thing, right? Like playing a concert, it's definitely more serious, like less laid back, but I would very much enjoy playing in a concert. So those are 3 goals of mine. Number 1 is to busk. Number 2 is to dress up as Mozart for Halloween and play the violin. And then number 3 is to play in concert. But I think overall, like, just obviously be the best violin player I can be. And I want to perform as much as I can. Like, I want to be good enough to be able to perform. And then also play with others. That was recommended to me from my violin book here. So I got I got some goals, but I think the main thing is just be the best player that I can be, have the best sound, right? Like have the best sound, um, and be the best player I can be, and entertain people, like entertain people with music. So I think maybe that's well, I don't know, I just enjoy the violin, so I don't know. Maybe let's not look too far ahead. Let's just focus on daily, playing every day, and then just kind of seeing how we progress each day and how things change. Another thing that I wanted to mention is that last night I actually found a great deal for an old German instrument, which was going for like $400. And the guy seemed like a very reasonable seller, because he had a lot of great reviews, and he sold many violins before on Facebook Marketplace. So that's great. So we're just gonna work on some open strings. Just hold on, let me adjust this. Nice to have the So yeah, if I had to be completely honest, I think the main vision is to play in an orchestra. And yeah, let's get started with our open strings. Here we can mark down. Today is Wednesday. April 3rd, 2026. And then we're gonna mark down open strings. So we got the A. I know we got the G, D, A, and E. And kind of break it down. Kind of how each string feels and what I notice about each one and as the playing as a whole. So yeah, we're just gonna start off with our open strings. And my goal is not to put restrictions on anything. Let's see, what time am I at? I can't even see what time. But my goal is not to put restrictions on anything, like say like, so basically what I want to do is I want to just play as much as I can and then just log down how much I played. And then, just kind of work my way from there. But we should mention that the goal is to have a smooth, just smooth everything, smooth bow, smooth sound. I did not take the time to tune my violin today or make sure that it's in tune. So I'm just going to hope that it's in tune. So I think I'm just going to do 3 of each. 3 up, 3 down. I'll practice holding my violin how I would hold it. So like this. So now we did the G. Just noticed bouncing. Just bouncing. That was about it. Other than that, everything was normal. That one was a little bit less even because I sped it up. I stopped the bounce. I stopped the bounce by speeding up, but the sound changed as I sped up. So I guess that's something to note. Is slower might be a little bit more difficult to play as smooth. But the sound changes. But the sound does change. Okay. It'd be great if I had a clock so I knew how much I'm playing, but I write down so far I'm playing for 20 minutes at least. Let's do open strings as long as I can. Notice that the A string is a little more sensitive. And it sounds like it has a little bit more bite, a little more crunch, and the smoothness of the D string. If we went back to the G, I think the G is a little bit bouncy. Definitely have to put more pressure on the G. So that's like the little things is I'm just learning the difference between like how each string feels, and kind of how to play each string. So do we want to move up to E? It's like so early in the morning, but we'll do it. This doesn't sound good in my opinion, but we'll keep going. Sound better there. So one thing I want to mention is I am trying to do full bow. Seems, let's see. I actually don't know my terms for the bow. I believe that this is the turtle and this is the tip. Oh, but that's just how I'm going to refer to it. But one thing that I noticed was it seems easier at the turtle or at the tip than starting at the turtle. Yeah, just for me, I think it's just a little bit easier. I don't want to do that. I don't want to hit the. Okay, so definitely more elegance is required for the E string. Because it's more sensitive. Definitely easier playing with the tip of the bow, playing with the tip. But let's see if that's true for all the strings, because that could be true for all the strings. So play the tip on the E. Let's play the tip on the A. And this, to be fair, I am up bowing. Let's play the G. So yeah, you definitely need to put more pressure on the G. More pressure on the G. If you go too light, you'll get that reverberation sound. Seems like, are they all easier at the tip, or is that just my mind? Maybe it's just harder to you just need more precision. Ooh, that sounded good. There's more precision to start at the turtle because it is more tense. So I'm just gonna do like a quick little diagram of the bow, kind of my idea of how it feels. So if this is the tip and this is the turtle, let's see, how does the bow actually, how does it look? Okay, just got that little piece on the back with this, and then it's got the horse hair here, and the tip. So here's my little diagram of the bow right there. So I'm gonna go over the three sections. So we got the tip, we got the turtle, and we got the mid. Turtle, mid, and tip. I'm gonna say easy to keep control for the tip, and then mid is where my bow starts bouncing. It's only in the middle. I know that doesn't bounce at the tip or the turtle, and then the turtle requires less force. So both the tip and the turtle require less force. So this is kind of just a little diagram that I made, but both the tip and the turtle require less force. But it seems like the turtle is very I don't know. It's more. You need a little bit more precision at the turtle. The tip seems to be, like I said, easy to control. And then the mid is where I get the bounce. So I don't know if that's a pressure thing, if that's a speed thing. I know that all these things play a role. I just kind of highlight what day it is here. These are just some goals here. But like I said, I think my main term goal is to play in an orchestra. That's what I like to do. So yeah, that's gonna be what this journey is dedicated to, is to me playing an orchestra. So goal to play in orchestra. And be the best. Be the best. I am quite competitive, and I feel like I do have an advantage because of my I don't know, just because of my discipline and my focus give me an edge. And also, above all that thing is mindfulness, because like you can practice or you can play as much as you want, right? But are you like mindfully playing? Are you taking notes about how each string feels? Like I noted that my G string is bouncing because that one has the most, the most oomph to it is the G. Not sure what I wrote here. Stow. Well, I noticed that there was a sound change on the speed, and then the A had a little bit more sensitivity, a little bit more crunch to it because I wasn't able to hit it as, you know, as smoothly. I mean, but all of them I was able to get, just maybe not for the entirety of the bow. Like, it's one thing to, to be able to maintain a solid sound, but it's another thing to maintain a solid sound slowly and for the entirety of the bow. So, for example, I think everyone should be able to do that, right? Like, that's not too hard. But for the entirety of the bow, so yeah. Just a little bit of shake down the middle, and then I gotta keep my eye on the bow. So I think I gotta keep my eye on it because I'm not good enough to take my eyes off of it yet. Right now, all I'm trying to do is just make an even sound. So there's the A string, the crunchier one. Oh. More elegance with that one. I do see bow shake, but I don't hear it. Well, I heard it there. So it seems like it's natural for the G to have a bow shake, small reverberation. So for the G to have, reverb, no, not reverb as far as noise, but just a little bit of vibration of the bow. The bow, which does not affect sound. But obviously, like, too much too much of that bouncing will affect the sound. So it just depends on how much of that bouncing it is. And another thing that I want to share is I got this great book. My dad got this one for me. But looking through it, this is incredibly advanced. Because these are the 50 classical violin solos performed by history's greatest composers. So obviously, they're going to be they're going to have a complexity to them, which, I mean, that's what we want. That's what we want to be able to play. But right now, I'm looking at this stuff right here, and I'm just like, what am I looking at? What am I looking at right now? So that's another thing. After doing my 20-minute bow practice, or open note practice, is like, another thing to think about is how to read music. So I guess I should put that on one of my goals is um, is to be able to read music so we can go into a music reading practice. Our first I think we can do is we can kind of say the anatomy of music. What are the notes? And get familiar with that. Get familiar with the notes. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll get back to you.